What's up, you guys? What's up, everybody? It is Christmas weekend. Did some recording over this last trip that I took that I thought some of my newbies out there might find some value in this. So for those of you gentlemen or ladies, hotshotters, that are already pretty seasoned, probably even more than me, this video may not have as much value for you guys because more than likely you've been through this and you've had to learn like I learned on this trip. I thought it would be helpful to some that may be in the same boat as me, not as mechanically inclined as experience and years in doing this tends to educate us when we come into issues like the issue that I had with the trailer wiring. I edited this video, but we're going to kind of go back and forth because I started to do the recording and then the issue just kind of snowballed, and it wasn't that, and it wasn't that, and it wasn't this, and you know, before you know it, I was like pulling my hair out at the end of the day on a Saturday, stuck somewhere in Tulsa, Oklahoma, going, oh shit, you know, I don't have any trailer brakes, I gotta figure out a solution. And you know, so the recording I didn't follow it through completely as the issue was happening. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth and explain to you guys like what happened and stuff like that. So here we go. So yesterday on the way from Oklahoma City to Tulsa, I got a warning on the truck that said trailer wiring fault. So I pulled over. I mean, I could see I had lights. Brakes weren't working as effectively as I would have liked to feel them working. So I got here to Tulsa. We're gonna stop off at Nationwide Trailer. I'm not even gonna call him because I already called one, and he said, "Oh, we don't do any work on the weekends." So I'm not even gonna call him. I'm gonna go over there. I need to have brakes. We're going into Missouri. It's very important that I have brakes. So I'm just gonna go over there and be like, "Hi, help me." So let's see how it goes. All right, so the box works, right? It's fully charged, just got to the truck. Hi, Lexi. Hi. Hold this down, Lexi. Hold this one down. Okay. You can't see in there too bad, well, too much because I wiped it, but you see that corrosion? It was wet in there. And look it. So it got wet, it got nasty.
That's bad.
And the cord got all messed up. Leave it alone, I'll do it in a second. But when I climb up here, this was off and hanging down. And when you look at this cord, I can't bend it. Hold on. When you look at the cord, it doesn't want to focus. Anyways, it's cut. It's frayed a little bit. So I'm gonna go over to Nationwide in Tulsa, and see if I can't get another couple parts here. Whew, we got about 500 miles left to our furthest point, and that's where the weather is. So I do not want to feel like I'm having a brake problem or not having as much brakes as I feel like I should. So this is an issue. Let's go fix it.
Safety's first.
What, Lexi?
I said safety's first.
Safety first. All right, we're here. Let's go see if these guys are gonna help me. Cord. We went to Nationwide Trailer. The The young man was very nice, very kind. He spent probably over an hour trying to figure out this issue, and he's not even like a trailer mechanic. Very nice to try and help me. And at the end of it, he said, I don't think it's your trailer wiring. I think it might have something to do with the truck. Now, I don't know if he was just giving me a line. This is what happens when you don't have the experience or the knowledge yet that comes with going through these experiences after, a certain amount of time. He said, well, maybe it has to do with your truck. The internet is great because there's a lot of answers out there, but the internet is also bad because there are a lot of answers out there. So when I started to look on the internet, there was forums and stuff like that said, oh yeah, the whole electrical brake module on the truck went bad, and like a lot of people were experiencing that, and they were like, the only way you can fix this is you go to Ford and they just replace it, or they do whatever they do. And I'm thinking, oh shit, it's Saturday, like 11 a.m. now, and now I gotta limp the truck and trailer to a Ford dealership. Went to the Ford dealership in Tulsa. That there were 4 or 5 of them in Tulsa. They had nobody. Okay, on Saturday they got oil changers. Okay, they can top your fluids off and swap your fluids out. That's the only kind of mechanics they had there on Saturday. So then he and I both started calling the other dealerships in Tulsa. Every 4 out of all of them had the same thing. Back to square one, right? So I limped it to a parking lot, and by this time it was about 1 o'clock. I'm stressed out. I'm tired. I'm, concerned. So, well, I need to find a solution. I need to find a solution to this. And I started calling mechanics. What can you do? Finally got Interstate to come out. They came out within probably about 90 minutes. He checked the wiring, the cable, from the truck to the trailer, the electrical cord. He said that's, yeah, it's a little corroded, but that's not your problem. He checked, he had that little electrical thing that checks all of this stuff, right? And I watched him like a hawk. It cost me about $700 at the end of the day on Saturday. I was $700 lighter than I was that morning. And I didn't have no fun spending that $700. I don't mind spending $700, but I want to have fun, right? Not be stuck on the side of the road somewhere pulling my hair out. He checked the trailer lights and brakes. He went and he laid back behind my axles on each side, and he listened for when I rolled forward and applied the brakes, and backed up and applied the brakes. And he said, I hear that you have brakes. You have brakes. You do have brakes. There's really nothing more that I can do. I think you have brakes. So I'm like, oh, okay, great. So I spent about 90 minutes with him. He said, I don't know, the girls in the office will send you an invoice. And I did get that invoice, $373. I'll put it up on the screen. In the meantime, I had also called another gentleman. I was glad that the gentleman at Interstate had checked the trailer out. I had also called another gentleman, and I thought, well, I'm not like feeling 100% after this first guy left, so I'm gonna let this second guy come. So the second guy comes, he does all the same stuff as the first guy did. And then he must have wiggled a wire down by the axles. And when he did that, the trailer wiring fault went away and my brakes worked. So I said, hey, you did it. Whatever you did, I don't know what you did. I don't think he even knew what he did. I really think now, looking back at the situation, he wiggled a wire and it unkinked itself, or it did whatever it did, and I had brakes, and I no longer had that. Hi, Lexi.
Hi.
Don't trip, Lexi. So I had what I needed to get through that trip. I'm telling my newbies this, number one, because these are things you should be thinking about. If you are mechanically inclined, wonderful. If you are not, like me, then this is one of those experiences where I had to learn. What I learned was, hey, I can check my own fuse box. Duh. I learned their process of diagnosing a situation or an issue like this. That's what I learned. And that is invaluable because next time I can purchase my little couple extra tools to add to my toolbox, right? And next time I can check my own fuse boxes. I can check my own cord. I can check my own, wiring. And I can do the things, most of the things that they did on my own next time. And that's where the value came for me in this situation. I wanted to share that with you guys. If you haven't had this experience or an experience like this, don't worry, it will come, because it will happen. Something will happen. I don't care. Like I tell you guys all the time, just because I bought new equipment, it doesn't mean that I'm never going to have any issues. It just means that I shouldn't expect to have issues early on. At least postpone them or minimize them in the beginning so that I could get down all of the other stuff. So that was my experience, guys. What, 150 or 5, 6, yeah, about 600 and change dollars that this cost me, and again, a day of driving. But the experience is not one that I care to repeat, but I'm sure it will repeat, and it is what it is.